right, welcome back to the 106th PGA Championship at Valhalla Golf Club, where Jon Rahm is joining us. Jon, welcome to your 8th PGA Championship. What are your impressions of the golf course so far?
God, it's my 8th already. Very good. I was playing the front nine today when we got called for weather, so I haven't fully seen the front nine. But so far, great golf course. You know, you get an idea of how a course may look like on TV, and it's you know, it's just as good, if not better, than what I saw on TV, right? Obviously, I know they've added a few tees, changed the grass in the fairways, but it's in incredible shape. Hopefully, we don't get too much water today and tomorrow, and it can stay like this. But it obviously presents a challenge. There's been low scores in the past, and I can see it, because if you drive it well, you can give yourself chances, but it's definitely an enjoyable course out there in the test.
That's great. Thanks, Jon. We'll open it up for questions, going at Mike 14, 13, and 11.
Hey, Jon. I'm wondering what has... Sorry, can you hear me here?
Yeah, I can hear you.
New employer, I'm wondering what has changed about coming to the majors now that you have one under your belt?
Sorry, what?
What has changed about coming to the majors now that you have a major under a new employer under your belt?
Sorry, I'm not sure I understand what you're asking.
I'm curious. I guess I'm curious to ask you, like, what is different about coming to a major now that you are working for a new employer?
Well, it doesn't really feel different. Obviously, the schedule has been a little bit different to what we've played in the past, but at the end of the day, this shouldn't really be a difference, right? This is a lot of what we play for, right? Is this tournaments and getting it done. So it's besides the tournaments I've played and the different venues and the different flow to the schedule, there really isn't any other difference in that sense.
Does it mess with your life schedule a little bit that you've just had a very different travel schedule this year than what you're used to?
I mean, not with my life, no. It changes a little bit, yeah. I mean, I don't think it was... It's been, up until this point, maybe a little bit less golf than what I've been used to in the past coming to this point in the schedule, but from now on it'll be very similar, right? So a couple longer flights, but besides that, it's pretty much the same.
Jon, as a golf pro who's a dad, what advice would you give for Scotty Scheffler?
Oh, well, I think we're all very different as parents, right? So, I mean, so early on, the one thing I learned this early on is that parents are very useless when it comes to the survival of the child, because they don't depend on us for anything besides, you know, maybe rocking them to sleep and changing a diaper. That's about it, because for everything else, mom is the one that they need. But I would just say, obviously on the golf course, do what you need to do, and at home is, at this point, support your wife as much as possible, right? You obviously have to pick your moments, right? You probably want to get some night's sleep when you come back home and recover, but she probably needs a lot more rest than you do. So I would say take a few of those sleepless nights for her, and it's also some of the best memories you're ever going to have. So try to enjoy it as much as possible.
Hey, Jon, how's it going? You were a little surprised to see how many PGA Championships it has been for you. Now that you're a veteran here, you've been around the block. I'm curious how your major championship preparation has evolved and changed over the years.
Well, it's more the fact that I still consider myself quite young. So to think that I've already played 8 is crazy. I think the preparation changes, obviously, quite a bit, because early on you don't know quite what to expect. It's brand new. The majors obviously are an upscale to any other event you play. So I think in my case it was controlling how much I wanted to do, right? Like I wanted to come out here and expend extra hours practicing, extra hours doing this, and maybe even sometimes changing things that you didn't need to change, right? Took me a little bit to realize that maybe the week before I need to get the work done at home, and then this week just enjoy it and feel like I'm prepared to play the tournament. There's also, I believe, a before and after. Once you've won a major, going to the next major, knowing that you maybe don't have the chip on your shoulder of not having one, right? So But I think in my case, at least, was almost dialing back how much I wanted to do on those weeks.
8 and 7.
John, so I was curious. This is the largest corporate build when it comes to all the hospitality suites around the greens. As a golfer, does that affect you, like in terms of like ball placement or just seeing things when you have all these white tints everywhere? Does that you have to make adjustments on the course when there's all these people hanging out in spots that normally maybe wouldn't you wouldn't have people on a smaller build of suites?
I think in some cases it helps. If there's a hole where, it's a little bit ambiguous what you see off the tee, it can give you some clarity. Let's an example would be St. Andrews. All these builds can help you where to hit it off the tee when any other day you just have no idea where you're going, right? So it can help you focus in on a couple different spots. And then it's also the other way. When the stands are very big and the corporate is very big, it can, to an extent, affect the wind a little bit, so you just have to keep that in mind. I think it was Phil who said, and I'm going to trust him on this, I don't know if it was just what he was saying about it, was about his 18th shot, second shot on 18 at Muirfield, when he said he hit this perfect shot with the wind left to right, but the ball didn't move the last few extra yards towards the pin because he forgot to account the grandstands that were there on the fairway. And if you've seen those grandstands, they're pretty big. So the ball doesn't get affected by it up until it's past or at least above those grandstands, which can actually be about 50% of the flight. So it can affect it. I mean, we're talking about an extreme case and in that sense, but it can definitely affect it a little bit. And sometimes, yeah, I mean, if the pin matches the color of the stands, it's hard because you can't see it. And it happens in a couple holes usually. Phoenix Open on 10 has happened a few times where with all the crowd behind sitting on the hill, the colors of the pin and the colors of the crowd is very difficult to differentiate one another. But it happens so often, not only this week, it happens quite a bit.
Gotcha. And you said this is your first time in Louisville?
First
playing?
time, yeah.
What would you say that Valhalla is like what course does Valhalla remind you of? It's your first time playing it.
I haven't thought about that yet. It's hard because there's a difference between the front nine and the back nine. So when I was going down 10, 11, I did get a similar feel to a Medina in some cases, right? You get the big trees. It's a big property, right? In a little bit, also kind of like last year, right? I mean, it's just more because of the size of the property and the trees and the way the golf course may play. But it's not always an exact comparison. But Medina is the one that came to mind first.
Thank you.
John, just to follow up on your prep work, did you do anything different coming into this week versus Augusta? Obviously, you had a week off coming into this week versus the Masters.
Back to raining. Well, it obviously it's different since I wasn't playing. Well, I think the prep always changes based on where you are physically and with your swing and the time of season, how you're feeling with your game and how you're physically, right? So prep work can change a little bit. I wouldn't say maybe the drills I do and what I focus on changes, but the overall plan doesn't really change. I don't know if that makes any sense.
Up to 18, followed by 17.
John, in line with that, you talk about the physical work. When you're in the middle of a run where you're not getting the results that you want, what kind of mental work do you do?
Well, it's tough because it isn't a sport, but it can happen. I think you need to assess what you've been doing, right, and what stage you're in on the work you're putting in. Like, it could be that you're playing good golf and simply it's just maybe one shot around or one certain moment around, whereas maybe taking you from having a great result to what you might consider not as great a result. In that sense, maybe you just need to trust the process, right? Sometimes you just get a bad bounce and it is what it is, and just you have to keep fighting through it. There's also been times in my career where I would say maybe I wasn't hitting it my best, but things just seem to go your way, and you carry that confidence on for a few months and got a lot of great results, right? So it's hard to say. And then if you're not playing good, if you're not swinging it good, then at that point, you maybe need to assess, do I need to change anything technically? What's going on, right? It could be so many different ways to feel like you're on a roadblock that it's hard to exactly pinpoint one of them.
Hey, John, and as the rain comes down here, I'm curious, how much of an advantage do you think longer players like you will have this week at such a big ballpark like this? How much of an advantage will it be off the tee for you guys when it's going to be these wet and softer conditions?
Well, listen, hitting it further is always an advantage, right? There's a reason why almost generationally, the longest of one of the longest players has been the best, right? Jack was the longest, Tiger was the longest, Greg Norman was the longest, Rory, Dustin, they've been the longest, right? So there's no surprise there, right? Even Seve at his time was the longest. I think the one that I can remember that maybe wasn't, the two that I can remember are Ben Hogan and Nick Faldo, that I can remember quickly. I don't mean to insult anybody, right? Maybe David Duval wasn't the longest, but I don't believe he was short either, so. It's always going to be an advantage. It's as simple as that. It requires maybe a little bit less precision in certain moments, and just the ability to have a shorter club in anywhere is just, that's it. I mean, it's always going to make it a little easier. I don't think there's any sport in which more power is detrimental, right? So it's just obviously controlling it and using it properly.
And then to follow up on that, I know the weather's been pretty nice for live events so far this year. Have you had much practice in inclement weather so far this year? And how do you think your game's going to shape up with conditions like this?
Well, grew up in northern Spain, where I think I saw more days than sun. So I feel like I have plenty of experience in that area.
Go next to 9, 1, 15, and 12.
Hey, John, I think you might have answered this, but you're talking about trying to pinpoint the issues with your game, fight through it. Have you narrowed down the possibilities of what's going on with your game? Like, do you feel like you're closer right now?
I mean, I don't think my game is in any sort of issues. I didn't play good at Augusta, but so far I haven't missed the top 10. So I know it's smaller fields, but I've been playing good golf. It's just the one major that I've played clearly wasn't great. Have I played my best golf? No. But I do feel the last few weeks, especially coming off Singapore, I felt, made a couple tweaks that you wouldn't be able to tell. It's just very minor things. Like, it could be ball position, small things that have been made my game be consistently much better, even when I'm home, and in general just feel more like the norm, right? A little normal. So I never felt like I was far off. And when I say I'm not playing my best, just hadn't had my A game for a week yet. But I've been close to my A game and B+ multiple times. So yeah, I'm comfortable having played this year.
Thanks.
1.
John, hi. A Ryder Cup question, if you don't mind. The DP World Tour recently clarified that any suspensions you can serve while still playing on LIV Golf. So it sort of clears the way to play as long as you pay any fines and play 4 events. Just wanted to clarify with you, are you always aware of this? And have you plotted away the tournaments you can play, the 4 tournaments, so you can be eligible?
So yeah, I just need to look into it. Obviously, I've wanted to play in Spain. I'll need to talk to them about how we can figure it out so I can play some events. Obviously, Kelly's due date would affect what tournaments I can and cannot play. So I think I'm kind of waiting on that a little bit to then be able to form a schedule. It does come to a point where I might need to play 4 events late in the year, but that's can't really get in the way of life in that sense, right? Literally. I mean, it's our 3rd child, so I wouldn't miss that for the world. And if I have to play a little bit more in the fall, I will. But based on that, I can't really tell you yet what I'll be playing. I don't know. There's some tournaments I would like to play, but we'll see if I can or not.
Just confirm you'll do everything you can to get into that Ryder Cup team. You'll pay the fines.
I said I will do whatever I can to be on the Ryder Cup team, and I made that commitment to Luke, and I want to be able to be a part of it. So again, the schedule is going to be the hardest thing in that regard.
John, just a little bit about your character and your personality. I remember at the DP World Tour Championship, you waited for Nikolai to figure out whether he won or not to congratulate him. Why was that important for you to wait in the scorer's tent to congratulate him?
Well, I was gonna wait till later on. It was actually, I believe it was Thomas Bjorn, I think, who told me that I could go up there to him, because he was there with his brother, and I didn't want to get on the way of that. But I have huge respect for Nikolai. I hadn't spent a lot of time with him till the weeks going up to the Ryder Cup, and we have certain things in common. And when you share the stage with somebody, you create a bond that is going to last a lifetime, right? And you know, he's an incredible young man with such discipline and talent, and he definitely made an impression on me. It was a very enjoyable round of golf, and on that 18th hole, before I luckily made that putt to tie the match, he just gave me a little nugget, little sentence that's almost giving me chills thinking about it, right? I mean, we're walking up, and he has a birdie putt, and we know we're gonna probably need an eagle, and he looks at me, it's like, you know, do what Seve would do, right? And I don't know if it's what Seve would have done or not, but the putt goes in, and afterwards when we were celebrating, he tells me, I told you. And when, you know, we had such a moment, and we spent quite a bit of time in the Ryder Cup that, you know, felt like there's a certain connection with him in that sense. So when he did what he did, playing the back nine he did, I was like, man, since I haven't left, I want to stay and be able to go. I've certainly appreciated when there's people that went out of their way to wait for me to maybe win and congratulate me, like it's happened in many tournaments. And, you know, I want to be able to be there for him in that regard.
Jeff?
John, did you do any YouTube deep dives on past tournaments here?
You know I did. But the thing is, even before this tournament was announced, I've seen a lot of, obviously, the back nine. I watched live what was going on in this tournament. They've changed a little bit, right? I mean, the fairways are different. I think the greens, for the most part, are the same, but they've changed a few tees. Obviously, 18 quite different, 14 very different, 12 being a little longer, front nine a couple changes as well. So 1 being quite different. So you can't always drive from it. I know they had rain on the practice rounds a year and it was soft. But it's not quite the same golf course, right? It's not really the same.
What did you think of the finish in 2014?
What, in the...
Rory kind of playing up the last hole with Phil and Ricky and that hole. Did you see that one?
No, I was watching live.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny. I think watching it, we were all a little bit like, yeah, we want to get it done. You know, nobody wants to wait till the next day to maybe one hole. And I don't blame Rory for wanting to do it, right? And I also don't blame Phil, and I don't know if Ricky wanted to or not, for saying no, right? But at the end of the day, if the PGA of America is making a decision, you kind of have to go with it. I can say if that was me in that scenario, I would have tried to have Rory not tee off, because if somehow I can get a birdie in there, he needs to sleep knowing that he needs to par a relatively short par 5, but he still needs to put the tee shot in play, right? I still think it was brave of Rory because, you know, he puts it in that bunker, hits it on not the easiest 2-putt, and hitting that 2-putt in the dark. I know he was feeling good, but that's quite a risky decision, you know, because camera always makes it look brighter than it really is, right? And I can imagine it was quite dark.
We'll go next to 6, 2, 19, and 12.
John, it's going to be almost a year now since the PGA Tour and LIV came together, or PIF came together with a framework agreement that is still sitting there on the sidelines. Obviously, when you went over, you had certain thoughts about why you went. You see now what seems to be somewhat disarray going on in the PGA Tour. Rory wanting to get back on the board, not getting back on the board. Jimmy Dunn leaving yesterday off the board, saying that his voice is no longer valuable to the board. When you're looking from the other side, which is where you are now, what are your thoughts?
So you guys keep saying the other side, but I'm still a PGA Tour member, whether suspended or not. I still want to support the PGA Tour. And I think that's an important distinction to make. I don't feel like I'm on the other side. I'm just not playing there. That's, at least personally. I wouldn't know what to say because it would just be not hearsay, but hypothetical, because I don't know what's going on, right? I haven't really spoken enough to know about what's going on the board, and you know, obviously people are not going to be willing to be sharing that information with me since I'm no longer a part of those discussions. So I couldn't really tell you. I'm going to say what I've said all along. I hope we reach a resolution, and in a resolution that's beneficial for everyone. But I couldn't really tell you much about what's happening.
Was in here, there's questions asked of him of what a good resolution would be. What would you really want to see? What would you want to see?
Well, I think at this point, you know, PIF, PGA Tour, DP World Tour, and maybe even some of the other governing bodies need to get together and see what that looks like. Because everybody was going to have a different idea, and I think everybody's going to have to give something back or have some compromises to make that work, right? We've heard Rory mention that World Tour, the best players in the world playing together, and yeah, I mean, I agree. I would love to be able to see that. Like I've said many times, we have the opportunity to put golf in a different level of the map and make it more global than ever, and I fully support that idea.
Yeah. Just following on from Alex's question there, how impatient are you to see some kind of resolution? Do you feel like damage is being done, John?
Damage to what?
To golf overall, in terms of, you know, the viewing public and the standing of the sport compared with others?
I think this would be some decisions and negotiations that can't be taken lightly, so it should take quite a bit of time to get it done properly. I wouldn't want to see something rushed just to get a resolution and not be comfortable for everybody and having just pushing the issues down the road, right? So since I don't know what's going on behind closed doors, I really can't tell you, but I think they should take their time to make this work properly. And I don't know if that takes 1, 2, 3, 5, 6 years. I don't know what that might be like, but I don't feel like I'm on any rush to make something happen today, right? I think we have a position to set up golf in a very positive way for decades to come, and you need the people that do this for a living that are far smarter than I am to get together, to come together, to be able to make it work.
We're finishing up with 19, 12, and then down here with Juan.
What were your initial reactions when Jimmy Dunn resigned? And then why is it so important to you to distinguish that you're still a PGA Tour member but suspended?
Well, I did not know until I was having breakfast this morning. I saw it on TV. I had no idea. And Jimmy's been great to me and my family, so I just wish him nothing but the best. I haven't really spoken to him, so I don't know what's going on. And I think it's important because I'm a PGA Tour member. And again, like I've said, however I can, I would like to support it, right? So even though I'm playing full-time on LIV Golf, like I've said many times, had I been allowed, I would have played some events earlier in the year. And if allowed in the future and not conflicting with my schedule, I would play in the future. That's why I think it's important. The PGA Tour has given me so much and has given me this platform and the opportunity that I'm not going to really turn to the side and throw it away and go against them, because I'm not going against them.
Hey, John, you were asked earlier just about what are your memories of like previous events here, and one thing you maybe didn't mention was the Ryder Cup, and I assume you probably watched that live. Just what were your memories of that? And I'm not trying to stick it to you as, you know, you being part of Team Europe. I'm just curious what you kind of thought about that.
Well, you know, playing with Anthony Kim, I did mention, I'm like, hey man, it's great to play with you, and I know we're going to Valhalla, but I told him, because that was 16 years ago now, wow. So I was 13. And as a 13-year-old, I was very upset when he walked off the green on 14 after beating Sergio. I was like, man, that's not fair. He's such a, you know what? And we laughed about it. I made him feel pretty old, but it was funny to talk about the Ryder Cup in that sense. And I think that the very next thing that I think about right there is Bo Weekley, you know, just walking off the tee, doing his thing. Maybe not the two best memories, but having a few Spanish guys. I know Miguel Angel was there. You think of Hunter Mayhen's putt on 17. There's just a few moments, right? I mean, the U.S. team played great that week and they got it done, but there's just a few things that I can remember that just highlights in that sense, right? And yeah, Anthony Kim walking off the tee is the first thing that comes to mind as a Spaniard, obviously.
All right, Juan.